Section 44 of the Wonderful Adventures of Nils. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Reading by Lars Rolander. The Wonderful Adventures of Nils by Selma Lagerlöf. Translated by Velma Swanston Howard. Home at last. Tuesday, November 8th. The atmosphere was dull and hazy. The wild geese had been feeding on the big meadow around Skerup church and were having their noonday rest when Akka came up to the boy. "It looks as if we should have calm weather for a while," she remarked, "and I think we'll cross the Baltic to morrow." "Indeed!" said the boy abruptly, for his throat contracted so that he could hardly speak. All along he had cherished the hope that he would be released from the enchantment while he was still in Skåne. "We are quite near West Vemminghög now," said Akka, "and I thought that perhaps you might like to go home for a while. It may be some time before you have another opportunity to see your people." "Perhaps I had better not," said the boy hesitatingly, but something in his voice betrayed that he was glad of Akka's proposal. "If the goosey gander remains with us, no harm can come to him," Akka assured. "I think you had better find out how your parents are getting along. You might be of some help to them, even if you're not a normal boy." "You're right, Mother Akka. I should have thought of that long ago," said the boy impulsively. The next second he and the leader goose were on their way to his home. It was not long before Akka alighted behind the stone hedge encircling the little farm. "Strange how natural everything looks around here," the boy remarked, quickly clambering to the top of the hedge, so that he could look about. "It seems to me only yesterday that I first saw you come flying through the air." "I wonder if your father has a gun?" said Akka suddenly. "You may be sure he has," returned the boy. "It was just the gun that kept me at home that Sunday morning when I should have been at church." "Then I don't dare to stand here and wait for you," said Akka. "You had better meet us at Smygehuk early to morrow morning, so that you may stay at home overnight." "Oh, don't go yet, Mother Akka!" begged the boy, jumping from the hedge. He could not tell just why it was, but he felt as if something would happen, either to the wild goose or to himself, to prevent their future meeting. "No doubt you see that I am distressed because I cannot get back my right form, but I want to say to you that I don't regret having gone with you last spring," he added. "I would rather forfeit the chance of ever being human again than to have missed that trip." Akka breathed quickly before she answered. "There is a little matter I should have mentioned to you before this, but since you are not going back to your home for good, I thought there was no hurry about it. Still, it may as well be said now." "You know very well that I am always glad to do your bidding," said the boy. "If you have learned anything at all from us, Thumbietot, you no longer think that the humans should have the whole earth to themselves," said the wild goose solemnly. "Remember, you have a large country, and you can easily afford to leave a few bare rocks, a few shallow lakes and swamps, a few desolate cliffs and remote forests to us poor, dumb creatures, where we can be allowed to live in peace. All my days I have been hounded and hunted. It would be a comfort to know that there is a refuge somewhere for one like me." "Indeed, I should be glad to help if I could," said the boy, "but it is not likely that I shall ever again have any influence among human beings."
"Well, we're standing here talking as if we were never to meet again,"
said Akka. "But we shall see each other to morrow, of course. Now I'll return to my flock." She spread her wings and started to fly, but came back and stroked Thumbietot up and down with her bill before she flew away. It was broad daylight, but no human being moved on the farm, and the boy could go where he pleased. He hastened to the cowshed, because he knew that he could get the best information from the cows. It looked rather barren in their shed. In the spring there had been 3 fine cows there, but now there was only one, Mayrose. It was quite apparent that she yearned for her comrades. Her head drooped sadly, and she had hardly touched the feed in her crib. "Good day, Mayrose," said the boy, running fearlessly into her stall. "How are mother and father? How are the cat and the chickens? What has become of Star and Gold Lily?" When Mayrose heard the boy's voice, she started and appeared as if she were going to gore him. But she was not so quick tempered now as formerly, and took time to look well at Nils Holgersson. He was just as little now as when he went away, and wore the same clothes, yet he was completely changed. The Nils Holgersson that went away in the spring had a heavy, slow gait, a drawling speech, and sleepy eyes. The one that had come back was lithe and alert, ready of speech, and had eyes that sparkled and danced. He had a confident bearing that commanded respect, little as he was. Although he himself did not look happy, he inspired happiness in others. "Moo!" bellowed Mayrose. "They told me that he was changed, but I couldn't believe it. Welcome home, Nils Holgersson! Welcome home! This is the first glad moment I have known for ever so long." "Thank you, Mayrose," said the boy, who was very happy to be so well received. "Now tell me about father and mother." "They have had nothing but hardship ever since you went away," said Mayrose. "The horse has been a costly care all summer, for he has stood in the stable the whole time and not earned his feed. Your father is too soft hearted to shoot him, and he can't sell him. It was on account of the horse that both Star and Gold Lily had to be sold." There was something else the boy wanted badly to know, but he was diffident about asking the question point blank. Therefore he said: "Mother must have felt very sorry when she discovered that Morten Goosey Gander had flown." "She wouldn't have worried much about Morten Goosey Gander, had she known the way he came to leave. She grieves most at the thought of her son having run away from home with the goosey gander." "Does she really think that I stole the goosey gander?" said the boy. "What else could she think?" "Father and mother must fancy that I've been roaming about the country like a common tramp." "They think that you've gone to the dogs," said Mayrose. "They have mourned you as one mourns the loss of the dearest thing on earth." As soon as the boy heard this, he rushed from the cowshed and down to the stable. It was small, but clean and tidy. Everything showed that his father had tried to make the place comfortable for the new horse. In the stall stood a strong, fine animal that looked well fed and well cared for. "Good day to you," said the boy. "I have heard that there is a sick horse in here. Surely it can't be you, who look so healthy and strong?" The horse turned his head and stared fixedly at the boy. "Are you the son?" he queried. "I have heard many bad reports of him, but you have such a good face. I couldn't believe that you were he, did I not know that he was transformed into an elf." "I know that I left a bad name behind me when I went away from the farm," admitted Nils Holgersson. "My own mother thinks I'm a thief, but what matters it?